I've got a really exciting thing I want to share with you guys, and that is this bearing that you could use for rotational motion in your conduit builds. A customer found this bearing and used it in one of their projects, and then we found out about it and had to try it because it is so cool. It's something, honestly, that we've been searching for a long time. And what makes this bearing so interesting to us is it's a series of bearings that fit the outside diameter of EMT conduit. They've got one for 1/2 inch, 3/4, 1 inch conduit, all the way up to top rail. And this one gets pretty big. You can see how large that bearing is. But it is unique in that it can fit and grab onto the outside diameter of EMT conduit, which I think just leads to all different kinds of possibilities. And the way it does that is it has these 2 set screws. You just tighten that down around the conduit. It bites in a little bit. And honestly, this is the worst fitting one, the 1/2 inch. The ones like the 3/4, 1 inch top rail fit really well. Like you can see a little bit of wobble there. But what that does, and what really got us so excited about this, is now it allows you to hold on to this in some way and have that rotational motion, which all kinds of builds that we've seen have tried to do this. We've tried to do this with gates, birdhouse feeders, things like go-karts, just you name it. That rotational motion within EMT conduit building is such a game changer, I think. Forgive me for the game changer comment, but when we saw this, we had to give it a try. And so we ordered some of these from a company that we'll share down below in the description. You can get these, and it fits great. I mean, that's the 1/2 inch one. Here's one. Never mind that. We'll talk about that in just one second. But look at that fit on 3/4 inch conduit. That's fantastic. Here's the one that fits on 1 inch. And if you guys haven't seen fitting on 1 inch, and that's a great fit. That's almost a slip fit by itself. Oh, but take that, tighten those down, and really solid connection. Maybe the best on 1 inch EMT. But in case you didn't know, it just happens to work out where 1 inch EMT is the same as 3/4 inch EMT in the outside diameter of our connector. So look at that. You can even grab onto the outside of the connector, 3/4 inch connector and 1/2 inch. And then you've got some sort of motion like that too. A whole lot of possibilities in that one. And like I highlighted before, this monster bearing, and really and truly, like, the strength of this bearing is so far and beyond what probably any of us are going to use it for. I don't know, that maybe that's a challenge, right? But it just so happens that the outside diameter fits, which is great. And that's top rail as well, which I think is one of the most underutilized connectors that we have. We have that top rail T, and maybe that opens up some possibilities. But once we saw that and saw that it fit well, we were like, okay, well, how do we make it even more useful, right? There's obviously infinite possibilities about how you might be able to add rotational motion with your builds. So we were thinking, how can we facilitate that, right? How can we put some good tools in your hands, good parts in your hands that allow you to solve your projects and problems with EMT? And that's how we came up with this concept. And what this is, they sell, the company that we got these from, they sell some pillow blocks and things similar to this for mounting these bearings. But we were like, okay, well, what if we made an adapter system that allows you to go from not only this to a flat, let me get this back in. Not only does this allow us to go from EMT conduit and a bearing to a flat surface, right? And you can mount this on the end to just have a piece of conduit sticking out perpendicular. But what if there was a whole system behind it, right? What if you could go from this bearing and this block and then adapt to, say, a connector, right? And we made the whole pattern here. This is just a prototype that we CNC machined on our mill behind us, and that's the 3D part that we made prior to machining, which I love doing and want to do that more. But what if we could take that and then marry that up to the standard flange and the whole pattern down below? You know, would that be helpful? So we just got that and married that up, and then you can see if you wanted to, you could bolt that together, and this side is your normal build, and this side could be any number of things. I mean, Jake and I made a trebuchet back in the day.
Get it! Yeah!
Where we had a huge trebuchet arm, and it really wasn't that strong. I forget how we even did it, but it really wasn't that strong. But having something like this could be the trebuchet arm and have some motion, and this could be attached to your build and your structure. And that's just the beginning, right? You could have all kinds of different possibilities as far as motion goes. I think it really opens a world of things you can do with the MT conduit, which I just love. That's what we're really passionate about. And another thought that came across our mind was, once you have this bolt pattern and you have this, maybe we could come up with a series of flanges that allow you to go from 3/4 inch down to 1/2 inch. That's a common application, or up to top rail, and have those two plates, right, sandwiched like that. So you can make it as adapter to go from one size to another. Or maybe this does something completely different. Maybe this is a fake piece of conduit stub, or you can grab onto conduit just with this, and then you can, go with a T on that. The ideas keep coming. We just made this as a prototype. If you have some ideas on how we could change this and turn this into a system, what would you like to use this for? Please let us know down in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. We love making these prototypes and coming up with new parts that'll help you solve your problems with the MT conduit. But we're going to keep pushing on this and seeing what we can come up with. Let us know what you want to see. I hope you found this useful. I hope this got the creative juices flowing. If you like this, definitely consider subscribing, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.